What's going on?
Not much, ya Sheikh.
You know,
How's everything?
Life's no special. I'm in love with saying,
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen.
just trying to do that which is correct.
Yeah, that's all we can do, man. May
You
Allah make it easy on all of us.
know, I listened to a talk, man, from one of them shade.
No.
And he brought some real fact concerning the people who study,
No.
And read the books, but they don't understand.
Mm.
I think I always go back to our brother Abu Lil
No.
in that situation with the Sheikh,
No.
pray Allah that he rectifies that, even though the Sheikh, Rahimahullah, is deceased. And I think that the advice he was given may not have been good advice.
Oh, no problem.
Because you have to correct. No, you told me that
No.
he had spoke with one of the students and he advised them not to do that.
No.
And this is, I see how we don't take the advice of that. If we're studying, we're not sitting with anybody.
No.
And we're reading books on our own, then the language, it might seem like it's that, but the Sheikh means something different because of his ability
Mm.
and our inability to understand what he actually means.
No.
And that's all I'm saying, along with that.
No problem.
But who am I? I'm just a nappy-head boy from the streets of Newark, with Allah guided to Islam.
No, that's good advice, though.
Assalamu alaikum.
That's good advice. Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh, Sheikh. May Allah bless you. طيب بسم الله والحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تمسك بسنته بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. After praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending the salutations upon the Messenger alayhi salatu wassalam, and upon his family and his companions, and upon all those who follow upon his guidance into the establishment of the last day. To proceed, ikhwan, Allahumma inna na'udhu bika min ilmin la yanfa' ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعاء لا يسمع. Verily, Allah, we seek refuge with you from knowledge that has no benefit, and from a heart that has no fear, and from a soul that has no satisfaction, no contentment, and from a dua that goes unanswered, To proceed, إخوان, فنواصل معكم في هذه الليلة المباركة الكريمة عونا من الرحمن الرحيم. So we continue in this blessed and noble night of ours, seeking the aid and the assistance of our Lord, the most merciful, the most compassionate. مستفيدين متعلمين من اللغة العربية, as we continue to learn and derive benefit from the science of the Arabic language. فمن له سؤال أو إشكال على شيء مما تعلمناه قبله. So who has anything to present, to put forth from that which we learned previously? Inshallah ta'ala. طيب فنمشي إن شاء الله. So we'll continue بإذن الله تعالى. Who do we have tonight? Sakina. Assalamu alaikum. نعم. كيف أنت؟ الحمد لله. طيب كنا على صفحة, for those that have the book, كنا على صفحة 30. We were on page number 30. وقال التدريب الثامن, exercise number 8. قال ضع أسئلة للإجابات التالية. So he says, place questions for the following answers. طيب فعندنا الآن بعض الإجابات. So now we have some answers. So the author, he wants us to give him some possible questions. طيب اكتبوا هذه الكلمة. Write this word down يا إخوان. السؤال. So we have the word السؤال. السؤال. والجمع الأسئلة. الأسئلة. So the plural of su'al is al-as. This should be an alif. Al-as'ilatu. So we have the question and questions. الأولى مفردة نعم الأولى مفردة والثانية جمع. So the first one is the singular and the second is the plural. The questions and the question. The first one is the mufrad, the singular, and the second is the jam'. As-su'alu al-as'ilatu. As-su'alu al-as'ilatu. 25 times. طيب فالآن أعطانا الإجابات يريد منا الأسئلة. So now he's given us the answers or possible answers. So he wants us to give him some possible questions. طيب الأول طيب أنا أقرأ وأمسكين أنت تجيبين. So I'll give you the possible question and then you answer. You give me the possible, or I'll give you the answer, you give me the question. Number one, يفتح أصحاب المعارض نهارا وليلا. So this is the question you're going to give us, or this is the answer rather. You're going to give us the question. So the answer, he says, the owner of the exhibits open up naharan in the daytime, walaylan and at night. And at night. What can be a possible question to that? A possible question to that answer.
هل يفتح أصحاب المعادي نهارا وليلا؟
MashaAllah, ahsanti, ahsanti. That'll be a good answer, a good sentence or question. If someone was to say to you, هل يفتح أصحاب المعارض نهارا وليلا. Ahsanti. And this should be a ba. If someone was to ask you, هل يفتح أصحاب المعارض نهارا وليلا. Do the owners of the exhibits, do they open up in the daytime and throughout the nighttime? And you can say يفتح أصحاب المعارض نهارا وليلا. ما شاء الله أحسنتي. جميلا. طيب الثاني. Number two. قال أرى أمامي محلات تجارية. I see in front of me business stores or merchant stores, business stores, stores of business where they buy and they sell, they may trade. محلات تجارية. some business stores or shops. What could be a possible question here?
أرى أمامي محلات تجارة.
Now give us a question.
Yeah, can you put, let's say, like Alif at the beginning? أرى.
طيب, now since they said I see, so now say it as if you're talking to someone, as if you're the speaker.
أرى.
Hey, now change your alif. Remember the alif is for in the mudari. Anytime you see the alif in the mudari, ahsanti. Naam. In the mudari, al mudari, in the present tense of the verb, anytime you see this alif, the present tense, that alif is always going to be for ana. That's a principle. For I. You see ana, or you see the alif in the mudari, present tense, that's always going to be for ana, the speaker, in the mudari. So you want to change your alif to a no, a ta. So you see an alif, for example, afa'alu. This alif on afa'alu is always I, the speaker. I am doing. Present tense, always going to be I. On the mudari, only on the mudari. Alhamdulillah. I'm trying to make that in the middle. So you see the alif, that's for I. Always. طيب. So now try it again.
هل ترى. I get to see the rest of the questions. I don't have my book.
لا بس عفوا. تفضلي.
هل ترى أمامي محلة تجارة.
أحسنتي. So now the sentence was, or the question was, I see in front of me mahalatin tijariya, business shops. So a nice question to that answer would be, as our sister mentions, tara. Now you're talking to someone. So tara. Now you can say amami or amamaka. Amami. No, because that's what the author had. Amami. Mahallatun. Or mahallatin, because that's the jami' al-muannath al-salam. Amami mahallatin tijariyatan. Ahsanti. Tara amami mahallatin tijariyatan. You see in front of me business stores or shops. طيب, فائدة نحوية, a benefit of grammar. فائدة نحوية, a benefit of grammar. جمع المؤنث السالم ينصب بالكسرة. طيب, now this benefit is going to contradict, or is going to appear to contradict a principle that we learned before. طيب, فائدة نحوية, write this down يا اخوان, a benefit connected to grammar. فائدة نحوية, a benefit connected to grammar. A benefit connected to grammar, or grammatical benefit. A grammatical benefit. طيب. A grammatical benefit. جمع المؤنث السالم. طيب, write this down يا إخوان. جمع المذكر السالم. The sound feminine plural. جمع المؤنث السالم. جمع المؤنث السالم. The sound feminine plural. جمع المؤنث السالم. The sound feminine plural. The sound feminine plural. The sound feminine plural. ينسب. So let's translate this. The sound feminine plural. جمع المؤنث السالم. ينسب بالكسرة. The sign that is accusative is kasra. When the jami' mu'annath salam is accusative, it's going to end in kasra. طيب. ينصب بالكسرة. So it's accusative, and the sign that is accusative is kasra. So pay attention there. ينصب بالكسرة. So the sound feminine plural, when it's accusative, the sign that is accusative is kasra. Is accusative by the kasra. So pay attention here. طيب, فما معنى هذا? What does this mean? فإذا عندنا كلمة مؤنثة مفردة. So if we have a noun that's feminine, but it's the plural. So we have a noun that's feminine, but the plural. A noun that's feminine, but it's the singular, rather. مثلا المسلمة. طيب, ذهبت المسلمة إلى المسجد. ذهبت المسلمة إلى المسجد. شبيه كسرة. طيب, من يترجمي? Who can translate? ذهبت المسلمة إلى المسجد. ما شاء الله, أحسنتي. The Muslim woman went to the masjid. The Muslim woman went to the masjid, the mosque. طيب الآن أين الفاعل? Where's the doer? أين الفاعل؟ ها؟ أي أحسنت. جميلا. المسلمة was the doer. طيب المسلمة فاعل. مسلمة is the doer. كيف عرفتي? How did you know that?
Because it becomes after the verb, it's the noun that follows the verb.
طيب partly, that's half correct. The noun that follows the verb. But what about that noun? It has to be something specific.
It has a dhamma on it.
Hey, أحسنتي. It's مرفوع. The noun that follows the verb and it's مرفوع. The nominative noun that follows the verb. أحسنتي. طيب. So مسلمة here is مرفوع, is nominative. وعلامة رفعه الضمة. And the sign that is مرفوع is that it ends in ضمة. طيب. انظروا إلى الثانية. Now look at the second example. أرى. Second example. أرى مسلمة في السوق. طيب ترجمي. Translate.
I saw the Muslim in the market.
ما شاء الله أحسنتي. I saw the Muslim here, Muslim woman. I saw a Muslim woman in the market. طيب Muslim should be careful. طيب أين المفعول به? Where's the accusative noun that the action of the verb falls on? مسلمة. أحسنتي. كيف عرفتي? How did you know that? Because it ends in فتحة. الاسم المنصوب. So it's the accusative noun. وعلامة نصبه الفتحة. And the sign that is accusative is the فتحة. طيب الآن نستخدم جمع المؤنث السالم. Now let's use the sound feminine plural. Both of these were مفرد, singular. الأصل يتغير عندما نستخدم جمع مؤنث السالم. So the origin changes when you use the sound feminine plural. فنقول مثلا كتبت المدرسة الدرس. كتبت المدرسة الدرس. ترجمي. Translate. MashaAllah. The female teacher wrote the lesson. طيب عفوا, this should have been the plural. Let's make it the plural. كتبت المدرسات. نعم. This we wanted there, right? Should have been plural. المدرسات Now translate.
The two female teachers wrote the lesson.
تقربتي. Close. Try one more time.
The female teachers wrote the lesson.
ايه أحسنتي. The female teachers wrote the lesson. How many are they?
A group.
A group. At least how many? At least 3.
At least 3.
ايه أحسنتي. طيب في الرفع نفس القاعدة. In the nominative same principle. طيب الاسم مرفوع جاء بعد الفعل فهو الفاعل. The noun is accusative. The noun is nominative. Comes after the verb, it's the doer. طيب عندما نستخدم المنصوب تغير قليلا. So now when we use the accusative, it changes slightly. So last example. رأى محمد مسلمات في الشارع. نضيف الحركات. Let's add our vowels. رأى محمد مسلمات في الشارع. Translate. ترجم أو ترجمي.
Muhammad saw the Muslim woman in the street.
ما شاء الله أحسنتي. Muhammad saw female Muslims or Muslim women, we can say your way is better, Muslim women in the street. طيب الآن القاعدة تتغير خفيفا قليلا. So now the principle changes slightly. So now تعلمنا قبل أن علامة النصب الفتحة. We learned previously that the sign of the accusative case is a فتحة. But now الاسم جمع المؤنث السالم. But the noun now is the sound feminine plural. Is never going to accept a فتحة. So it's still accusative, but its sign is kasra. So the principle is جمع المذكر طيب جمع المؤنث السالم أو جمع المؤنث السالم. نعم. This should be a wow. ينصب بالكسرة. ينصب بالكسرة. So this is the principle I want you to memorize, inshallah. The sound feminine plural, the sign that it's accusative is kasra. المؤنث السالم ينصب بالكسرة. The sound feminine plural, it shows its accusative sign is still accusative, but the sign is different because this type of word does not accept the fatha. So it becomes, it's still accusative, but its sign is kasra. So you're going to write جمع المؤنث السالم ينصب بالكسرة. The sound feminine plural shows its sign of the accusative case by kasra or with kasra. So pay attention there. Right, let's translate this here. So the sound feminine plural, it's when it's accusative, the sign of its accusative case is kasra. The sound feminine plural shows its accusative case with a kasra. هذا مفهوم عندكم؟ You understand that يا إخوان والأخوات؟
نعم.
جميل. طيب نمشي. Let's continue يا إخوان. Number 3. الثالثة. This is the question. We're bringing the answers to the question. If this is the question, or if this is the answer, then what would be a possible question? Number 3. يشتري منها الناس. The people buy from it. The people buy from it will be a possible question to this answer. I lost my page. طيب. نعم.
So do we have to change yesterday to the plural, right?
It depends on how you're going to pose it. It depends. And it also depends on if the verb comes before the noun. If it comes before the noun, the verb can stay in the singular. If it comes after the noun, it has to agree. If the noun is plural, then the verb has to be plural. So it depends on how you pose it. Give me an example. مثلي.
Okay. هل هم يشترون منها؟
And you can say that. Change your ya to a wow. Say it one more time. Change your ya to a wow. You said هل هم. Now since you brung hum, the verb has to agree. So يشترون. So now this is the plural of يشتري. يشترون, because you brung hum. So the madar is kind of tricky, ikhwan. It depends on what comes first. For example, هل هم يشترون. Right? So say if you say, take this pronoun away. Give me a ism ظاهر. Give me a parent noun, ya ikhwan. Not a pronoun. طيب. هل الناس الناس طيب هل الناس يشترون طيب who can translate hey do the people buy or are the people buying it can be the present continuous are the people buying meaning now or do the people buy whatever comes next okay now نغير ترتيبا نغير الترتيبا let's change the ordering or the arrangement now let's start with the verb instead of the اسم ظاهر طيب هل يشتري الناس so if the verb comes first and you bring in a parent noun that mudari is always going to be singular but if the apparent noun comes first and it's a plural then the mudari has to be a plural so it depends on how you use it the meaning is the same here there's nothing to the meaning but in the first one we began with الناس so the verb has to agree يشترون because it comes after the noun and the second we began with the verb so it's going to be singular if you bring the parent noun you wouldn't say هل يشترون الناس no the Arabs don't talk like that so you wouldn't say for example هل and then bring the plural verb and the noun after it no هل يشترون الناس لا the Arab they don't talk like that so here either one of the other but not both so you would take away يشترون and replace it with هل يشتري and keep it in the singular هل يشتري so that's a tricky principle you have to play with it and practice with it يا إخوان and this is why we recommend that people they read because it takes longer if we just read to you alhamdulillah yes the class will be quicker but the benefit may not be that much it's not going to be a lot of dialogue you're not really going to practice a lot of the classes especially in Arabic the students don't really practice so we try to let the people read answer in Arabic speak in Arabic encourage in Arabic and you should do this in all your classes especially you brothers and sisters by now should be listening to more lectures and classes in Arabic especially from the ulama some of the brothers they say why don't you call to the students of knowledge you say no ya ikhwan we love our beloved brothers and our beloved sisters who teach and they give da'wah and they call to Allah may Allah forgive them of their sins and their errors and raise them and guide them and have mercy upon them and all those that aid them at any rate you benefit from the students of knowledge but you take your religion from the scholars two different levels ya ikhwan and this is not a knock once again we keep saying this to the imams of the masajid in the west and the callers of Allah no we make dua for every student of knowledge if there's a sister teaching her children in her house we make dua for you if there's a brother teaching his family in his house we make dua for you that's from our religion but taking your religion from and benefiting from are two different things you benefit from anyone someone gives you a hadith someone gives you a principle someone gives you a verse someone gives you a new word someone gives you a ruling someone gives you a qaida alhamdulillah You take it from anyone, whoever is above you, beneath you, similar to you, Muslim, non-Muslim, shaitan, it doesn't matter. A benefit is a benefit. There's a misconception that many brothers and sisters have where brothers say, I don't read that book, it has a mistake in it. They say, no, ya ikhwan. If it has benefit there, benefit from it. Correct the mistake, alhamdulillah. I don't go to that masjid, why not? They took a position that I don't think is correct. They can still be upon what's correct, even with that error, if it's a real error. And that's a misconception that we have in the West. You're only on the sunnah until someone says you didn't make an error. As soon as you make an error, unless you're in the clique, if you're in the circles, you can do whatever. You can say whatever, retract it, whatever. That's, you know. But if you're not in the circles, and none of that's correct here, ikhwan. And we're not saying that there's no tasheeh. No, you correct in Islam. That's the sunnah. But there's a way to correct. Your wife is making an error. You don't just sit there and let her make the error. No, but you don't throw her under the bus. You correct with the honor. You keep the honor. Your teacher made an error. You keep the honor, but you correct it. Your sheikh made an error. If it's an error, number one, it has to be an error. Sometimes what you think is an error is not an error. And that's a misconception, yeah. May Allah teach us all. But learning from, taking your knowledge from, is from the scholars. We got away from that. We don't really have the telelinks no more with the ulama. And when we do, we give them a half hour. We have 10 speakers, mashallah, may Allah reward them, and the sheikh gets a half. No, I don't want to listen to you. Let's listen to the sheikh. Let's take a benefit of the sheikh. I don't understand why we do it like that, ya ikhwan. May Allah help us. At any rate, let's continue, ya ikhwan. طيب. داود, السلام عليكم. I used to hear, like, I have to check the settings, ya ikhwan. When the people will come, I used to can hear, like, it will make it like a ding, or let you know. طيب. Daud, you could do number 4. We have the question. You have to bring that possible answer to the question. So the question is, or rather, the answer is, يَقِلُّ الْإِزْدِحَامُ عَلَيْهَا نَهَارًا. So he says, the crowd is little or few, عَلَيْهَا, upon it, whatever it was, نَهَارًا, in the daytime. So what's a possible question if that's the answer? What's a possible question, ya Daud? مزدهم. Huh? Daytime or nighttime? Daytime. Naharan. Yeah, that'll be a good sentence also. Plural for street, you could say turuq. Good.
الآن.
You can say that way also. Bring the, you see how they bring the verb يقل. So they ask طيب, the opposite of many. يقل الازدحام. It didn't make it clear what's this عليها, what this pronoun has going back to. It could be going back to streets. It could also be going back to the stores if these questions are connected. As I mentioned the previous one, the business stores. يقل الازدحام عليها نهارا. So he's saying the crowd is little upon it, something feminine, in the daytime. So that's the answer. So something about daytime, something about crowd. As I will mention, الطرق will be a good one to reply with. الطرق طيب. الطرق. Now طرق is plural, so the khabar will have to be plural. مزدحمة نهارا. You can say that. نهارا. You can say the roads are crowded in the daytime. That'd be a good one also. الطرق this should be a ha, not a ha, يا اخوان. مزدحمة نهارا. Now you can say that also. The roads are crowded in the daytime. But there are a few ظرف زمان you can use, يا اخوان, that are real popular. نهارا is one. نهارا, the daytime. You don't really hear these a lot. You also have صباحا. It's a good one. The morning. صباحا. You can also be real eloquent and use ظهرا. 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 The midday. ظهر, around ظهر. ظهرا. He said, I'm going to meet you inshallah ظهرا. I'll meet you around the midday, around noon. ظهرا. Another one, عصرا. عصرا. In the afternoon, around the asr time, the afternoon time, عصرا. نهارا. صباحا, morning. نهارا, day. ظهرا, midday. عصرا, afternoon. What's another good one, ya ikhwan? Laylan, at night. We had our brother in Yemen. Huh? Naharan. Naam. That's another good one also. The daytime. Naharan. So let's translate these one, ikhwan. There are many you can use. You don't hear the ism makan or dharf zaman a lot, but they're real eloquent, ya ikhwan. So we have afternoon. Let's make this smaller. Asran. طيب. ظهرا, midday, or you can say noon. صباحا, morning, and naharan, day or daytime. So sometimes you can be general, sometimes you can be specific. Dhuhran and Asran are still from the day. But say you want to be specific. You can say sabahan in the morning. You're making it more akhas, more specific. Or you want a specific time of the day. Asran, afternoon. Then you have the evening time. Masa'an. It's another good one. Masa'an. The evening. Masa'an. What time you going to come back, inshallah? Masa'an. And in the evening. For the married brothers, some of the sisters may get offended here. This is, sometimes they think we're being, you're speaking too vague. At any rate, that's in the language too, ya ikhwan. So you can say something, like sometimes the wives, they get offended. I know this happens a lot, ya ikhwan, especially to the women that's in America, that live in America or grew up in America, where everything has to be matbutan, everything has to be precise, accurate. But that's not really life. Sometimes your wife may say, what time you coming back? And you can't just say in her mind, later. But that's an answer. But if your wife is American, most likely, and I'm not saying no culture is better than no culture. That's not my Islam, ya ikhwan. We didn't learn that from the Quran and Sunnah. This is just an example. Especially if they live in the West or grew up in the West. I guarantee you, she has an issue with if you're not precise. I guarantee you. And Allah knows best. And there's nothing wrong with being a little general. It doesn't always mean you're hiding this or you're covering that. No. Doesn't mean that. This is in the language. These words are there to be used. You can say around dhuhr, asr, around asr. Now for the married brothers, you're going to get in trouble if you try this. I'm not telling you to try this. I'm just saying in the Arabic language, these words are there. Midday, afternoon, day, morning, and they're filled in the Quran and Sunnah. You can speak generally, and you can also speak precisely right after class. Sometimes the people get offended when you use words like this, after such and such. And sometimes we have to stop giving our meanings to words and give the meaning that the word has. And that's another thing that a lot of the couples we do, ya ikhwan, where the man يتكلم بالكلمة, he speaks with the word, لكن أعطى هذه الكلمة معنى منه. So the man uses a word, but he gives this word its own meaning. That's okay if you clarify that. I do that sometimes in class. I say, for example, last class we said the African American Muslim. And I said, what I mean when I say African American is someone who, or what I say, ikhwan, the American Muslim. I said, what I mean when I say American Muslim is any Muslim who lives in America. It doesn't matter where you're born. That's not how I use it. I said the Muslimun Amerikiyun Muslimun, the American Muslim. How I use it is, no matter where you're born originally, if you live in America, you're an American Muslim. Meaning, you live in this country right now. So you mention a word and you don't clarify how you're using it. And this happens a lot, ya ikhwan, where the couples, the husband, the wife, the man mentions a word and the wife has her own meaning for the word. And that's not correct. Or the wife mentions a word, هي تتكلم بالكلمة ولها معنى لهذه الكلمة والرجل له معنى الآخر يقع في الفتن. So the woman has a word. This happens a lot. And then the word she's using, she has her own meaning for it. And the man has another meaning for it. And causes a lot of issues, ya ikhwan. Sometimes we have to keep the language in the language. If you have a word and you use it differently, just clarify how you use it. Alhamdulillah. There's nothing wrong with that, ya ikhwan. But sometimes we have to be more understanding to one another. I don't know why many of us, we can give everyone else husnul dhan. Write this word down, ya ikhwan. This is a sunnah that many of the Muslims we got away from. Husnu al-dhan. Husnu al-dhan. Having good thoughts of your brother or sister. Husnu al-dhan. Having good thoughts of your brother or sister. This is the principle in our religion. Even if you hear something bad, having husnul dhan, having good thoughts of your Muslim brother or your Muslim sister. You should do this for anyone, especially your brother and your sister. But when it comes to the couples, for whatever reason, ya ikhwan, أنا لا أعلم السبب. I don't know, I never learned the reason yet. لكن ما عندنا حسن ظن إلا من رحمه الله في البيت. ونعوذ بالله. However, when it comes to having good thoughts of your brother and sister, this is a principle in our religion. You ask any sheikh you wish, any madhab you wish, any group that you wish. I don't know the reason, but in the houses, we forget this. Your wife says something, and she's wrong, and then she clarifies what she meant, and we still throw under the bus. Likewise, the women. The man says something, and then she takes offense to it, but he clarifies what he meant. She still throws him under the bus, and that's not correct, ya ikhwan. We should have husnu al-dhan. We should have good thoughts of our brothers and our sisters. And this is something that we forgot or we forget, yeah, especially in the houses. Many of the brothers, we can be kind to our companions, but we treat our wives, وَنَعُوذُ billah. Likewise, the women, they're kind to their companions, their sisters, mashallah, and they treat their brothers, وَنَعُوذُ billah. The ones that have more right to your kindness, who are they, ikhwan? Who is one that has more right to your obedience, your kindness, your generosity, your gentleness? Who has more right to that? Your family. Naam. And at the head of them, for the sister, at the head is al-ummu wal-abu. ثم الزوج. ثم الزوج. And this is something that many of our wives forget. At the head of those that have more right to your kindness, your gentleness, your obedience, first and foremost is your parents. First and foremost is your your mother. Wal ab, and your father. Then, now this is one opinion, then your husband. So the first opinion of the people of knowledge is your mother. Nobody has more right than your mother, then your father, then the husband. So this is the order of the first group. Your mother, then your father, then your husband. Right? Mother, then father, then husband. Nobody has more right. This is the first opinion. Then your mother, then your father. Second opinion, this is for the single sister. But when she gets married, her husband has more right. That's one opinion also. And then some say no. Single or married is the same. Nobody has more right than your mother, than your father, than your husband. and also, of course, your children and your family in general. But nowadays, we're the opposite. We treat the ones who are farthest away from your kindness and your gentleness and your obedience, meaning those who are farther away with regards to deserving your kindness and gentleness and obedience and the likes, they get the best of you. Likewise for us, the men. Our mothers, our fathers, then our wives. Likewise our children, of course, and the likes. Nowadays, we treat the ones who deserve our obedience and our kindness and our generosity. We treat the ones who are more deserving the worst. And the ones who don't deserve it, we treat them the best. So the affair has inakasa, has been overturned, has been reversed, flipped around. We have to get back to our manners classes, ya ikhwan. Wallah. Especially for the students of knowledge. Usually the student of knowledge has the best manners. Even when he's angry. He doesn't get mad like the average Muslim. No. Even when he's mad, he still displays the best of manners. Because he's learning his religion. Allahu Akbar. So we have to get back to the likes of those points. طيب. Number 5. The question is, or rather the answer, أفضل أن أشتري من محل التجزئة أو تجزئة. I prefer to buy from the place that is tajzi'ah, like those places that have like sections or departments. Sometimes you may go to a store and everything is just everywhere. But you have a tajzi'ah, those places that the women things are there, the men things over here. In the West, almost all of our stores are tajzi'ats. They are broken down like that. So he says, I prefer to buy min mahalli tajzi'ah. So what's a possible question? Whose turn? Sakina, تفضلي. Good. طيب جميلا. One small correction. You began with هل تفضل, correct? And then you mentioned with the alif. And ashtariya. And ashtariya to the end. So here, if you're talking to هل تفضل, and this alif should be changed to something else. If you keep it this way, you said, do you prefer that I buy, or do you prefer I buy? So change it as if you're talking to the person. Make the verb agree. You're talking to someone, so the madari' should begin with a Habra out. Help her out here. She says, هل تفضل أن أشتري? I said the alif should be changed to something. Do you prefer an? Hey, tush. Make it a ta. Tashtari. That'll be better. Do you prefer to buy? And then the end of your sentence. هل تفضل the ta, you're talking to someone, masculine. هل تفضل أن تشتري كذا وكذا. Do you prefer to buy such and such and such and such? Like that. No. أحسنتم. So this next drill we're going to do vocally, inshallah, or how would you say, ikhwan? Orally, to save time and so we can get done the chapter, inshallah. It's also a nice speech drill or a communicative drill. So he says, التدريب التاسع, exercise number 9. أجب عن الآتية, answer the following. دخلت السوق ولا تعرف من أين تبدأ ومعك صديق يعرف السوق وزاره قبل هذه المرة. طيب, so answer the following questions. You enter, so both of you, we're going to take turns. So we have Dawood and Sakina. You both enter into the market, but you don't know where to begin. Now remember, not a regular store. Let's imagine a real souk, like a mall. What's a nice mall, ya ikhwan? You have New Jersey, the Willowbrook. In Philly, we have the gallery. Any mall, not a store, a mall that has multiple stores. So you can imagine, you go to the store, وَلَا تَعْرِفُ مِنْ أَيْنَ تَبْدَأ, and you don't know where we're going to begin. Me and Dawood is at gallery. We're going to go, what you want to buy, Akhi? I don't know. Let's start from, we don't know where to go. The sister Sakina is there. She has her sister friends. They're at whatever mall they go to there. They don't, ain't enough that. Everyone is asking each other, where do we go? Let's get food, or let's go look at the jilbabs, or let's get some books, or let's get a pretzel. So they're asking, where do we go? So he says, وَمَعَكَ صَدِيقٌ يَعْرِفُ السُّوقِ, and you have with you a companion, a friend, and he knows the store. You don't know. You don't know where to go. But your friend knows the store. وَزَارَهُ قَبَلَ هَذِهِ الْمَرَّةِ, and he visited the store before this time. So imagine you guys in the store, you have a companion with you, and you don't know where to start, but the companion does. Alright? So we're going to do these drills, inshallah, verbally. We have 8 sentences, inshallah, and then we'll stop here. So number 1. So I want you to reply in Arabic, ya ikhwan, to the best of our abilities. ماذا قلت لصديقك? Alright, now you go first. So what do you say to your companion? You don't know the store. He knows the store. What do you say to him? MashaAllah, Jamil on accent. Good question. So Dawood says to his companion, هل الثياب غني أو رخيص? Are the garments here, are they expensive, or are they not expensive? Are they cheap or inexpensive? هل الثياب غني أو رخيص? Are the garments expensive or inexpensive? Good question. طيب, Sakina, you're number 2. من أي محل بدأتما? From what store do you start from? What would you say? في محل الأول. Good. في المحل الأول. طيب, I began in the first store, the first shop. You can say that. بدأت في المحل الأول. I began from the first الأولي. نعم. نعم ومنعوت. طيب. طيب. Number 3. هل سألته عن السبب? Did you ask him about the reason? I didn't get that one yet. هل سألته عن السبب? Did you ask him about the reason? I guess whatever reason, you can make up a reason. Did you ask him about the reason? Whatever reason you wish. How would you say that, Ya Daoud? السلام عليكم. أين ذهب داود؟ تفضل.
يشتريها لأنها
جميلا. يشتريها لأنها جميل. You can say that. لأنها جميل. Now make your جميل. جميل is مفرد. So since you use the half, change your جميل to feminine. How would you say that?
جميلة.
أي أحسنت. جميلة. جميل. طيب. He brought it or them because they are beautiful. أحسنت. Good sentence. طيب. سكينة. دورك. Your turn. طيب. ماذا شاهدتما? What did you two see or witness? Good. شاهدنا, change your tuma to the noon. Because it's like you and the person. We. Good. ملابس. Now we الجديدة. MashaAllah. أحسنت. طيب, now same thing that Dawood did. Make your jadid feminine. Because malabis is jama'. Is the plural. جديدة. نعم. ملابس الجديدة. نعم. We witnessed or we saw beautiful clothes. MashaAllah. Most of the time, ya ikhwan, that's one of the best ways to get out the doghouse. When you get home, you say, hey, and you find a nice garment while you're out. I brought you something. Women, mashallah, they like a lot of nice clothing. Alhamdulillah, it's a nice way for the brothers to get home, to get out the doghouse. Oh, listen, I brought you a shirt. Alhamdulillah. Oh, and then they forget about whatever they were mad at, mashallah. طيب. Number 5. Dawood. من أين اشتريتما? From where did you two buy? What store did you buy stuff at? And number 5.
Um, um, اشتريتنا محلات.
Yeah. Instead of اشتريتو, it's going to be us. اشترينا. إش
اشترينا
أنا اشترينا من المحلات. You can say that. المحلات. We purchased from shops, different stores. اشترينا من المحلات. You can say that. جميلا. طيب سكينة، ماذا اشتريتما? What did you two buy?
اشترينا الحذاء والجواب والسكر والمئتر وحلوى.
ما شاء الله جميلا. أحسنتي. اشترينا حلوى. What else I heard you say? حلوى و
حذاء
اشترينا الحلوى والحذاء وغيرها. And other than that, we bought shoes, sweets, nice. وغيرها. And other than that, أحسنتي. طيب آخر جملة last sentence أو متى رجعتما? When did you two return?
رجعنا بعد الظهر.
جميلا. رجعنا بعد الظهر. رجعنا بعد الظهر. We return after الظهر. نعم أحسنت. طيب فانتهينا بهذه القراءة. So we finished this reading here يا إخوان. So now the next class will start our new reading. Oh yeah, I'm trying to highlight. Why won't let me highlight? Let's try this. طيب. So we can start inshallah. You guys start pre-reading. The next reading inshallah is on page number Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. اثنتين وثلاثين 32. The title is أنواع المحلات التجارية. Types of business shops. Types or categories of business shops. So this is our new reading here. Start pre-reading the reading and we'll start inshallah ta'ala in the next class بإذن ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we'll stop there يا إخوان. Let's see if our brother Hayden says, do you do private lessons? We do private lessons depending on the schedules inshallah. We could probably work something out inshallah ta'ala. I would say join the groups that we have already, Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. If you can't make that, then we could try to do something private inshallah. May Allah bless you and your family. طيب we'll stop there يا إخوان. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.